Where we coming from? Jamaica?
All right, and we're back. Adenovirus and all, because they don't want to talk about my disease. We're going to turn it over to London Brown, was it?
Yeah. London Brown.
I was going to say London Bridges, man. That's the story I got in my head, but we're going to call him London Brown.
That's cool, man. That'll work.
Now, Mr. Brown, you called in last week, right? You were the caller, or a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I called in my boy Lyle Todd. We had done some a few shows together. Actually, we had just finished the Improv. And so he said, hey, man, I'm going on this radio station. And, in fact, these guys that have the radio station coming in to the show. So I was able to meet you guys real quick and brief, and then he was on the station the next day. He said, hey, man, why don't you call him in and do a couple, give a couple words. I said, cool, man.
Nice. And did he do his shake weight routine, or the...
Oh, he did. Yes, I guess that's his new thing. He's been really fascinated with the shake weight thing. Personally, I don't know anything. Clearly, I'm about 150 pounds wet with Timberlands on and everything. But so I don't know anything about the shake weight thing. But he's really excited about that. So he said, hey man, I'm gonna do this humor. You do some of your voices and that kind of thing. And,
you know what the funny thing is when Todd came in here, both Mike's eyes just lit up, man. Like, I know exactly what that is. That's how I get my workout at home.
Yeah. There's nothing masculine about that whole thing. It's a slender item, 2 hands on it. The movement goes almost from the chest area out back and forth very quickly. It's just not masculine.
Let me ask you something. Maybe you have the answer, but why do you have to do it right in front of your face, right by your mouth when you're doing this thing?
He says that the muscles that it takes, you have to position it that way so that it gets the biceps right. For me, I'd rather remain straight with no weight. You can't be out in public using that thing. That's not.
Well, it's funny, man. When he was here, he gave Arvin an autographed one, so we were kind of concerned. That's when we were asking if you guys shared one on stage.
No. I've never seen that thing before in my life.
And the next day, Arvin walked in just kind of shaking the whole time, man.
There's nothing cool about that.
Hey, I wasn't shaking. My body was vibrating the next day.
Everything he has now is he thinks is a shake weight.
That's not the way to go.
Hey man, so you did the improv. What else are you doing?
Oh man, it's been really cool, man. Like I said, I've been doing this for about a year now, and just word of mouth, people have been putting me on, and so I've done everything from local clubs. Last night I was at the J Spot. I'm back at the J Spot again Thursday. The Improv has been really, really cool, man. My first time there was in May. I've done it at least 5 times now. So that's the Hollywood in Ontario. I'm back there again in November. So it's a lot of different days. I got some big days coming up in October. So just as long as I continue to try to stay, strong with my material, people have been really cool, man.
Now, are you full time, or you do what else, or are you in the tech region? Like we've had a couple comedians in there. It's like total opposite of what.
Yeah. Well, actually, it seems like not even by my choice, but my job is more encouraging me to do comedy because they fired me. So one of my jobs was like, be the best you can be. Deep down inside, you're still a winner, and that kind of thing. So,
but you don't have a job tomorrow, right? Basically,
I have a class that I teach, which is from 3 to 6. Man, they're called Some Great Young Dancers, Boogie.com. Big ups to them, and so that job is the only job I have. And my last check, it was like $200. So you can tell that I'm about to be out of there pretty soon. And not even by choice, but I gotta survive, man. I don't have anything else.
So you're a dancer too, or what?
Yeah, man. I teach, and I teach professionally and choreograph professionally, and so that's been keeping me afloat, and I've been doing, and that's not even actually what I want to do. But I think maybe I was just supposed to do it to help those young people and save some lives or something.
Well, could you help our brother over here, the EP, man? Because you put on a Peebo Bryson album, the brother starts dancing, and he can't dance. So can you please help him out?
Hey, no, you know what? You guys got the Latin culture has rhythm. In fact, y'all dance anywhere and everywhere.
No, but he thinks every move should be like a shake weight move now.
Got that? You gotta go back to Todd. I don't know anything about that. You gotta go back to Todd. Anytime we say shake weight, I gotta use a deep voice.
Slow dancing. There's Arvin doing the shake weight.
Oh, that's no lie, man. Arvin figured out how to incorporate the shake weight moves into slow dancing.
Yeah. Hey, can somebody tell him the Macarena was like 10 years ago, man?
All I gotta say is you can work out the arms and the buns if you stick out your butt and squeeze.
Wow.
Oh no.
Even London, brother. Even London's looking at you.
That's a line.
He's all.
You ran over the line.
He's all. Oh no. Oh, get out of my class.
Hey, London, I got a question for you. You commented during the break that we seem to have a good rhythm with each other, and that's either because we spend way too much time together or because it's safe on radio. Nobody can throw anything at us. What's it like for you on stage when you're up there by yourself, man?
that's the thing about comedy. Comedy is like, it's like, I can see why, like, as far as like people, the gambling thing in Vegas is so hot, because it's a winner takes all kind of sport. It's a one man sport. So whether I win or lose, it all falls back to me. It's instant gratification. It's one of those things where as soon as I, like, especially with a new joke, you try a new bit and it goes over and the audience, they bite. You're like, oh man, I got to do this again. So each joke takes you higher and higher. It's a crazy feeling, and the fact that I can feel it, get that same feeling every night on stage without, I don't have to audition. No one has to see my headshots. I don't have to stand in the line. None of that. It's just me and the people. That's the best, man. I don't want to do anything else.
I think some of these guys would be pretty good, though. You don't see it too often where comedians are on stage together, though, do you? I mean, I think you guys would probably be able to feed off each other, though.
And that's where, and see, what you're talking about is it's the same idea, but that's when we bring in the film projects. So that's why you get a movie where you see a heavy hitter like Martin Lawrence, Chris Rock, Tracy Morgan together, because that's the next level. People don't really do it so much on stage necessarily, but movies and sitcoms, oh man, comedians.
We could do comedy with the stars night, huh? You know, and see, we'll let Arvin get up there with you, and then you could do a shake weight.
Hey!
Look at it, he takes away the mic. Hey, I'm Carlos Mencia. I'll take you out.
I know, man, but that's right. I mean, because you don't see a lot of group things, but once you get to a certain level, I mean, you don't really need that group dynamic, anyways, right? I mean,
right. It's one of those things where actually there's a camaraderie, and people, you know, once you become friends with people on different projects, they put you on and sign you on. That's like the same idea of, like, for example, if you had like a Chris Tucker working with Ray Charles, like, they have two different. They both were successful, or rest in peace, Ray Charles. He was successful at what he did, and you got Chris Tucker successful now. Or even like with the Jamie Foxx coming together with Ray, like two outside strong forces in their own element. Projects will bring you together. Like a Chris Tucker, right now we can't picture Chris Tucker in the studio working with Ray Charles. That wouldn't work. Ray Charles coming there. You know what? It's what we need you to do, huh? I said, where's Chris? Chris, this is what I need you to do. I need you to sing right into the microphone when you do your parts, okay? I just want you to be the best you can do. Listen, I can't sing into the microphone. You want me to sing into the microphone? You gotta bring me the microphone. I'm not paid to do this. Okay, what do you want me to do? You want me to write the songs? You told me to take the trash out. I can't do both of them at the same time. Like right now, that ain't gonna work. You know, just that whole idea together. But once you give them a chance, you know, projects find a way of working together, man, bringing people together, man. That's why, comedy, man. I can't get enough of this stuff, man.
So, you say you've been doing it for a year. Why a year ago you said, you know what, this is what I want to do? What happened, or did you know a long time ago that that's what you wanted to do?
I think like Dave Chappelle said it best, and Paul Mooney said it best too. Hot writers. It's just that comedians are born. You know, I think making people laugh is natural if you were born to do it. So you know, it wasn't like one of those things where I was said, hey man, I think I'm gonna try being funny today. Like you know, I remember always, you know, in elementary, the teachers always, you know, my report card, you know, I talked a lot. That was the biggest report. I talked a lot. And then I remember always being called weird, crazy, and funny in elementary and middle school in the yearbooks. But I remember really in high school, I was signing the yearbooks, and I remember putting acting, comedian, because I always felt like that's what I was supposed to do. It took me a minute, you know, to feel like to get into that, because you don't. No one tells you this is the route you take to be a comedian. But you know, watch it. I remember watching Richard Pryor a lot of times, and just one of those things where last year it was just like, okay, the teachers, they was doing this comedy fundraiser. I said, well, how do you get on? They said, okay, well, you want to get on? We'll sign you on. I was like, but wait, hold on. Next thing you know, I was in the lineup, and the dude gave me 17 minutes out of the 17 minutes. It was maybe 13 minutes was full of laughter. The last 4 minutes was just, I don't know what that was. But he was cool enough. Big ups, his name is Dino. Big ups to Dino. Gave me my chance at the Hollywood Bar and Grill. And that was where I decided, like, I'm going to be a comedian. However, a few years ago I had a chance to, I worked for the Los Angeles Times, selling newspapers for $12. At that time, papers were, minimum wage was $5.25. And so they had a talent show. They said, hey, man, we're going to put you up, and why don't you do some jokes, man? You're funny around the office. Do some stuff for the talent show. I did that. And then they gave me a chance to do my first little slot. At the time, name was Cat in the Hat, which is now Cat Williams. And I did like 5 minutes. And then I just was like, well, I'm gonna back up off it because I don't know what this whole thing is. And then it came back last year, so it was really crazy, man.
So you know Cat?
I met Cat a few times just on the comedy scene. I can't say that I know him. If I did, I'd be Cat. I'd love to open for you.
So, how tall is he? Because he looks like I don't even want to say it, but he looks tiny.
He's pretty. From what I can recall, I looked down to him when we spoke a couple times. He, kind of up under me, so maybe like a 5, 6, 7.
So you look down at him while you're looking up at him, is what you're saying?
That's right.
All right. Just want to make sure.
You are the man, Cat.
Oh man. So your first gig was the one at school.
Yeah, that was with the LA Times. That was my first 5 minutes of anything. Just hey, here you go. And then after that, I went to school and was dancing, and someone put me on the dance, so I was living off of dance these past 10 years.
Because you mentioned somebody gave you a 17-minute slot.
Yeah.
And I know we had in the beginning slots in this show where it was 3 minutes. And we just couldn't feel it, man. We just started reading the Bible. We started reading stuff. Just really know. So when somebody tells you got 17 minutes to make people laugh,
what he told me? He said, well, you got 10 minutes. I asked him what the time. He said, well, you got about 10 minutes, man. But if they feeling you, we'll let you go. So that's what it was. I was, like I said, I had no joke structure. All I knew was I said, man, I have a few impersonations.
London, that's our cue. We're going to go to break. You going to stick around with us?
I'm around, man. I'm here.
We're going to come back after this break. London's going to stick around with us. We're going to go into our normal sets, talk about what's going on in America. London's going to interject and give his comedy. Go ahead.
You can call us at 800-405-6425 if you want to chime in.
We'll see you after the break.